Hey guys, welcome back to 9 to 5 Gamers, and today we've got a special video where we're going to talk about some of the crowdfunding campaigns that I've backed. So we're going to go through some of my Kickstarters and some of my Gamefounds, but what I did was I ranked them in order of how excited I am to receive these. And so some of them are kind of newer, therefore they are kind of lower on my list. But these are all the games that I've backed. There's about, I want to say 15 of them. Yeah, there's like 15 games, so I'm going to breeze through them real quick. I'm not going to go through a ton of what they're about. Thanks for tuning into this. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the Patreon. And without further ado, let's get into this. So I've got my screen up, and let's start on the first one. Monstrosity, Unusual Suspects. So Monstrosity, if you've never played it, it is a kind of like a party game where I think you can play with up to 8 people, and everybody gets like a little marker pad, and you have to try to describe, one person describes a monster, and then the other people have to try to draw it. It almost reminds me of like when you're trying to describe like a crime scene or a criminal that you saw, and you have to tell the sketch artist. That's kind of what it's like, and they really played off that with an expansion, and they called it Unusual Suspects. And so they're these weird monsters that have very unique features. So it's like, man, they got like the body of a spider, but it's got the face of like a pharaoh queen, and it's just weird. It's a really fun game, and I was looking forward to the second one coming out. I've been waiting for it for a very long time. It's supposed to be coming in. Said last updated was April 4th, 2023, so I'm still waiting for that to come in. Really fun game. If you haven't played Monstrosity, you can actually get a copy at Target. They have a Target version that's really, really cool. I recommend everybody picking up a copy of this. It's just really fun. Even if you don't know how to draw well, it's just a really fun game to play because everybody's pictures are going to look really bad because you're going based off a description and not off an actual picture. The next game on my list is Tether. I first saw this on Rado's channel. He said that they really loved it. Him and Jen. I don't remember. But they enjoyed Tether and had a really good time playing it. And they said it was very unique, very interesting. And I love games that are like $20 because you really just can't go wrong with picking up a copy. I got like the deluxe copy of that, which wasn't very much more, but just one that you can't find in retail, so I figured that would be really cool. But yeah, the cards are really, really interesting, and it's like some kind of outer space game where you're tethering people to each other, and based off of numbers and stuff like that. I don't even exactly know how the game works. I just trust Rado, and I think a lot of us do, that he knows what he's talking about. And so I went ahead and backed it just because he told me to. So thank you, Rado. Next game on my list is Naturopolis and Sprawlopolis. Basically what I did here was I had never played Sprawlopolis. I had always wanted to play a button shy game, and so I've always heard that Sprawlopolis is one of the best ones. But it has like a ton of expansion. So what I did was I just went all in on Sprawlopolis, and the campaign kind of had all of the different expansions that come with it. I don't know if I can show you some of this stuff, but yeah, there was some interesting, they had like a ton of expansions that come, Comboopolis and Sprawlopolis, free expansions, and look at all this. So I went ahead and backed this one for $55. It's Naturopolis, Sprawlopolis, Agropolis, and then all of the expansions, which I'm wondering how that's going to be because these are wallet-sized games, and so if you get all of the expansions for a wallet-sized game, it's just the size of a board game, I'm assuming. But yeah, I'm really excited to play this one, Naturopolis. It's kind of lower on my list, but still excited nonetheless. Next one, Point City and Deep Dive. I actually backed both of these. And so if you've never seen them, Point City is based off the game Point Salad. It's like a little cool tableau building, point scoring. It's just really fun looking, and I really like Point City, such an easy game to play, and I'd love something that was a little bit more complex, and that's what I've heard about this game, is that it makes it a little more complex. And then Deep Dive is a cool little tile flipping game where you're trying to get food, and you're a little penguin, and so you're trying to dive deep into the ocean and stuff like that. So really cool looking game. Deep Dive honestly was really cute, and I watched the Brothers Murph playing it, and it made me want to pick up both of them. So I went ahead and backed both of those. So that's technically 2 games, but they both come in the same package. So let's go to the next one. For Glory Champions expansion, second printing. And so what this was I believe this is a deck builder that takes place in like the gladiator times, and so this is like a really very cool. I got the complete collection premium edition with a lot of like the metal coins and things like that. This is a really cool game. And there's the man. That's the reason why I bought it, is because of Alex Radcliffe, because I trust his opinion as well, and I liked a lot of the same games that he likes. I know some people comment and say that about the channel. They're like, hey man, you and I have the same taste in games, so people will buy. But yeah, it's pretty highly rated, and with the expansion, I'm sure it's going to only get better, and I really love deck builders. I've got a lot of friends who love deck building games, so I got a seal of approval from the Dice Tower. That means it's a decently good game, right? Somewhere around a 7-8 range, and I'm down with that. As long as it's like above a 7, I'm cool with it. And so I'm really looking forward to playing this gladiator style deck builder. So let's look at the next one. Let's go to Japan from AEG. This one actually just funded. I went ahead and got the what did I do? I did the $69 pledge. This is the one that it comes in the furoshiki cloth, and also comes with these cute little ceramic bowls for like the bits and stuff, and it's all upgraded. So really excited to play this one. Another one that Rado showed that I was like, yo, that game looks really cool. Me and my wife really love Japanese culture. Asian culture in general is just great, and so we were really interested in trying out this game, or at least I was. I haven't really showed my wife, but it is really cool game, and I'm excited to play Let's Go to Japan. Next game. This is a game I was really excited for because I've been into Pokemon since I was a kid. I played the original Pokemon Red when it first came out, Red and Blue, and then I've bought every single Pokemon game that's ever come out. I played the card games, and so this seems to be kind of a spin-off of Pokemon, that it looks sort of similar, has some similar mechanics, but it's a board game version of Pokemon, which I'm assuming that the person who created this, they did a really good job creating all the characters and stuff. This is a completely original thing, which I think is really cool. I think I wonder if initially they wanted to make it Pokemon, and they came up with like the core system and said, yo, if we can slap Pokemon on this would be amazing, and maybe got turned down because I know getting licenses to do anything Nintendo is like impossible. So, but if not though, this is a really cool concept for a game. I love Pokemon, and they hit home for me, so I'd love to try Robomon. I'm looking forward to playing this because it's basically Pokemon, but as a huge board game, and you can catch Pokemon. There's like these chips that you lay out, and then the chips are randomized, and when you flip them over, it's got like a Robomon on it that evolves and learns moves and stuff. It's pretty cool, man. So Robomon is an interesting game, and I'm glad that I backed it. Next one, Fractured Sky. Man, I remember people were reviewing Fractured Sky, and they were doing playthroughs with everybody, and I was like, of course these guys are playing it. Then out of nowhere, my entire YouTube feed was just every single content creator that I followed had a copy of Fractured Sky, and I'm sitting here going, man, what happened to me? I didn't get a copy. Was I supposed to contact Ivy Studios? Were they supposed to contact me? None of them hit me up. I didn't even get a copy of this game. I was like, every single person. And I was like, you know what it is? It's because I haven't hit 1,000 subscribers. Then I saw some guy who had like 100 subscribers, and he had a copy. I'm like, what do you got to do to get a copy of this game? Man, the minute I saw a preview for this game, I was so interested. Even my wife, we saw a commercial for it on TikTok. My wife is not really an avid board game player, but she literally sent me the TikTok and said, Jeremy, I want to play this game. And I was like, let's back it then. So I went ahead and backed it though, so there's no hard feelings. Ivy Studios, listen, I'm willing to do these things on my channel. Please hit me up. I went ahead and checked their website and sent in my information, stuff like that, because I'd love to cover their games. Every single games of every game they've produced has been really good, even though like some I guess are hit and miss with some people, but for the most part I think the vast majority of people liked Veiled Fate. They liked Mythic Mischief and some of these other games that they've done. I forgot the other one, but these games are great, and Fractured Sky looks incredible. I cannot wait to play it. The production value is insane. I went for the full pledge because I am down for this game. So Ivy Studios, ready to collaborate with you guys, man. I'm excited for this. Fractured Sky. Next one, Santorini. Now this one was interesting because All You Can Board is a channel, and they is a YouTube channel called All You Can Board. Check them out. You guys should definitely check them out. They're really cool. But these guys were reviewing. They've every time they've done like a top 10 list of games that they love, they've always had Santorini like pretty high up there, and I've always been interested in it. And I'm like, but finding a copy of it was kind of difficult. It was hard for me to find a copy. I saw it on Amazon, but I didn't want to pay full price for it because I just wasn't sure about it. I didn't know that I would really enjoy it. But once I saw that they were doing a Kickstarter and they had this Pantheon edition with this 3D, look at that. That is insane. The production quality on this, I was like, okay, I'm backing it. And I did. I backed it, and it comes with, I backed also the Santorini Riddle of the Sphinx, which I thought was really cool. I checked that out on somebody else's channel. What was the name of the channel? Something about thumbs, little thumbs or something like that. I forgot. But yeah, he did a great review of both of these, and I was like, yo, I am ready to play some Santorini, and so I'm glad that my first copy of this game is going to be the deluxeified version of it, which looks amazing. And the Riddle of the Sphinx looks like a really cool campaign game. And man, the books, let me show you guys that. Like, if you haven't seen this yet, you need to get on there ASAP. So they got these books, and the entire campaign is inside these books, but these books, I don't know if you can see it, the lightning fast setup, that these books just close up, and then they have a magnet that clasps it together, and that's the whole thing. And then there's a couple of them stacked back there. I don't know if that's all in the same box or if it's just one, but man, that's so cool. Look at how that works. And I was just like, man, that is such an dude, y'all did an amazing job producing that. Look at how that closes up. Oh wait, is that the actual box then? It looks like the actual box. I think it might just be one. Anyway, Santorini has got me super excited, man. And all of the deluxeified components. Between this and Fractured Sky, I don't know which one I'm more excited for. But I'm definitely excited for both of these games. And Santorini is just really cool the way it looks. Next one, Dead Reckoning, man. I backed this a while ago. Still hasn't come yet. I've been waiting for it for a little bit. This is the, I think, second Kickstarter that they did, and I did the all in for this because I've been wanting to play Dead Reckoning for a long time. And if you've never seen Dead Reckoning, you already know it's like this cool boat game where you can Dead Reckoning, and then you've got these expansions over here, and I love the way this game looks. You got that ship that you roll the little damage cubes and stuff like that. I haven't really gone too in depth with this game, but I'm really excited to play it because it looks really cool. I think it's got that card system where you can have a card, and then you can get put it inside of a sleeve with another front of a card, and you can mix and match cards. That whole system is really cool. I think they got that from, or they were the ones who created it in Mystic Vale. Dead Reckoning looks amazing. I'm super excited to get that. Let's see what happens. Here's one that has actually gone down quite a bit because this was like the one I was looking forward to the most. But honestly, I honestly want to drag this to the back of the line at this point because I have been waiting for Agamonia for so long that the hype for this game has actually died down so much. And I don't know, man. I don't know what happened, but Agamonia is a 1 to 4 player game. It is a dungeon crawler. It's got the maps like this, but I think it's inside of a book and stuff. And then even this is the old artwork for the front. That's not even updated. The original artwork, it looks different now. They changed the artwork on it. It looks really fun and really cool, but like I said, this game was supposed to come out last year at the end of the year. We're already halfway through 2023, and it still hasn't gotten here. I think if you even checked right here, estimated delivery, December 2022. And we're already halfway through 2023. And I understand with the pandemic and everything and shipping and, factory issues, but this game has been, this should have been delivered so long ago. And I'm still waiting for this game to come out. Like I said, the hype has died down a lot for me for this because I have so many campaign games, and I was really looking forward to this one. But even before that, now I've got Splendid Vale. I've gotten a whole bunch of other games that I have backed, and this one I'm still waiting on. But I'm really excited to still play it. I'm still excited to play it. I know it's going to be a good game. But man, it is taking a very long time for it to get into the hands of backers. Thank you to our 2,000 backers. Thank you, but let's see when we get our game, right? Next one, Marvel Zombies, the Zombicide game, right? And so Marvel Zombies, I didn't go all in on this one because I just did not feel that whole thing was worth it. That big old Galactus figure, I thought that was kind of cool, but I don't want to buy that for $200. That was kind of crazy. But I backed everything else. I'm really excited to play this. I wanted this to be my first Zombicide game, but they pulled a really interesting move, which I know that people, are back and forth on the whole shipping issue, but the shipping on this was just wild. I'm living in the United States, so the people who are living in Canada and other places, like the shipping was insane to those places. So I can only imagine how they must have felt about it. But for me, it was like, oh, by the way, you can get your game ahead of time when it comes out in October. And I was like, oh, I can do two-wave shipping. Two-wave shipping, it was $50 to get the core box, which was already like $120 by itself. So it's like $170 to get a game. I was like, no way, I'm good. And then on top of that, then you would have to pay an additional like $50 to ship the Wave 2 stuff. So it was like almost $100 in shipping. Ridiculous, like absolutely ridiculous. And I was like, I don't even want to pay for the shipping. I've honestly gotten to a point with the Kickstarter stuff and the shipping issues that I don't even like backing Kickstarters as much anymore, just because, as a matter of fact, these are all games that I've backed a while ago. But if you notice, like only the ones that I've backed, like newer ones, it's like 2 or 3 that I've backed that are newer games, because shipping has just become so ridiculous. So I'm looking forward to getting this game, but I'm not happy with the shipping costs. Too Many Bones Unbreakable. This one I feel like it's taking a long time as well, and I don't remember exactly when this project started, but I know they're just reprinting a game that already exists, and I didn't order any of the new stuff. I think I ordered just the bare bones, like the original base game, and I think maybe 1 or 2 expansions because I wasn't too sure if I was going to like it. But this is the Chip Theory game that I'm looking forward to the most. But again, a lot of these games, there's just been taking so long for them to come out. And then on top of that, it's like you get like an update every now and then. It's like, oh, guess what? We have boxes that are white. Don't they look great? All right, see you guys later. And I'm like, man, when's the next substantial update? And I know none of that is in the developer's hands. It's not their fault. But it is frustrating when you're trying to get a game that already exists. And I backed this on Kickstarter because finding this game was literally it felt impossible to find this game, like in retail stores. So because I couldn't find it in a local retail store, I was like, let me just back it on Kickstarter. Then maybe a month or 2 later, it comes out in retail stores, and I'm like, bro. And then I have to wait for mine to come in while I'm looking at them in the shelves in my retail store, and I'm like, bro, come on, man. Like, you serious? Like, give me my game. I didn't order any of the new stuff. I ordered old stuff that should already be available. That's just the way I feel on the inside, but I know that that's not the case. But there's another game that's even worse with that one. And there it is. Sleeping Gods Distant Skies. I was really excited for the second game when it came out. I never played the first one, so I figured, hey, you know what? Let me just double up, and I'll buy Sleeping Gods 2 and Sleeping Gods 1 and just put them together and just have them ship out. But then all of a sudden, Sleeping Gods was like $40 at my retail store, and I'm like, I paid like $70 or $80 on here to get it. And I was like, bro, I'm paying double the price I could have gotten if I had just waited. So long story short, for all you people out there that are like, hey man, Kickstarters, I gotta back it, it's not even worth it at this point, to be honest. Like, some of these Kickstarters are just not worth doing, because, like, number one, you think I'm gonna get it cheaper if I buy it here. No, because including with the shipping, you're going to pay just as much if you were to just go get it in a retail store, maybe even less. So there's games that I think are good to back on Kickstarter, and games that might not be. Like Sleeping Gods Distant Skies, that's a good back, because it's not going to come to retail until maybe a little bit later after it actually reaches all of its, backers. So you'll get it like slightly ahead of time. But if you just wait, I think you can find it, number one, cheaper. And honestly, even if you don't find it and you're like, oh, now I can't find it at all. I mean, do you really need it though? No. At the end of the day, it's just a game. So, last but not least, Andromeda's Edge. I am super excited for this one. I backed this one because at first I wasn't as interested in Andromeda's Edge. I was really interested in Dwellings of Eldervale. But Dwellings of Eldervale was taking forever to come out and print out new copies, and online they were scalping them. They were selling them for like $200 for a base copy, and I was like, that's ridiculous. And when are they going to print new ones? Because they weren't printing them, I was like, you know what? I'll buy Andromeda's Edge. Let me see if it's any good. And I did all the puzzles and all that stuff, and that was ridiculously hard to do. But I ended up backing it, but after watching like some gameplay and stuff like that and some people that were reviewing it, it looks really cool, and I feel like I'm interested in backing it, like for real, for real. So I'm glad to have this on my shelf as well as Dwellings of Eldervale. But Dwellings of Eldervale was another one that I pre-ordered. I finally got the third pre-order up, and I went ahead and pre-ordered it, and they said that they should be shipping out in May, but again, we will see, because there's games that say, hey, you're going to get this by this month, and then 2 years later, you're still waiting for your games. But yeah, Andromeda's Edge looks really, really cool. I'm really excited to play this game. If you weren't there to see the hype around this game, it was really good. This man alone, Tim Chuan, was the one who was hyping this up like crazy, and he did a really good job selling it to me for sure. I'm excited to play it, and it looks really cool. I love organization trays, man. Oh my gosh, yes, my heart. Thank you so much for making trays to organize our bits and pieces. But that's it, man. I think that was the last one. Andromeda's Edge is the last one I'm looking forward to. This is probably the one I'm looking forward to the most out of all of them. If not this, definitely Sleeping Gods, because I've been looking forward to playing those games for a long time. And then we got some newer games that are coming out too, like Robomon and Let's Go to Japan. And I'm really looking forward to these games as well. Fractured Sky. I'm looking forward to playing, and I can't wait to see how the game plays. Well, I've already seen how the game plays, but I want to actually play it with my friend group and see how it goes down, because you never know. Maybe my friend group might not like it. But anyways, that's it for today, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Patreon, and I will see you guys on the flippity flip. Peace.